Welcome everybody. My name is Martin Marek. I'm the host of this presentation of this launch today. I am working for Euroviena, an Austrian-based consulting and project management agency, and we are experienced in preparing and managing European projects. And of course, that's why we are hosting this event today. Also, we are one of 12 partners of the Excellence in ReSTI project, which is funded by European funds, in particular the European Regional Development Fund and the Instrument for Pre-Accession Assistance. On your screen, you can see the agenda for today. And our online information event today will cover the following topics. First of all, a short introduction about the project, which will be presented by my colleague Gabor Sudhi from the Center for Social Innovation. Then we will have a presentation of our virtual help desk, the ReSTI Infodesk. After that, a short presentation on the upcoming ReSTI Curriculum, including an introduction to the world-famous so-called 5-door approach, which will be presented by my colleague Pamela Bata, also from the Center for Social Innovation. And last but not least, you will be able to ask questions about the Infodesk, the project, or anything else, which we are hopefully able to answer at the end of this online event. And please note that we will record this event in order to publish it on our website for further accession. And of course, we will not publish the names of the participants or any other personal information provided by you during the session. That being said, I am now trying to hand over to my colleague, Gabor Sudhi, who will present or give you an introduction about the ReSTI project.
Hi, I'm Ladli. Okay, I'm here and I would like to also welcome everybody. Okay, super. So, thank you very much for Martin for organizing this lunch and for introducing us. I would just like to shortly introduce myself as well. Some of you may have already met with me virtually or even in a live event. My name is Gabor Sudhi. I'm working at the Vienna-based non-profit research institute Center for Social Innovation. And on my task, I'm also the project manager for a very interesting and very innovative Danube Transnational Project, which is the Excellence in ReSTI, the Excellence in Research, Social and Technological Innovation Project Management project. This is a short introduction to the project. If you don't have any idea what we are talking about here, I would like to tell you that what was the general idea behind this project. So the Danube region is a broad region consisting of 14 countries from Germany to the Ukraine to Montenegro, with very specific skills missing in this region, especially project management skills. This was already identified by the European Commission and other European national and regional stakeholders. And our project is simply put a solution to ensure the enhancement of these missing project management skills through two things: an online innovative blended learning program, which you will hear more later from my colleague Pamela Bartar, and an easy to use and service oriented infodesk, which you will hear from my colleague Martin Marek from Euroviena soon. Okay, what are the project objectives? As I said, we want to increase the competencies in the implementation of all kinds of research, development, and innovation projects. Through this competencies increasement, the long-term aim is to also enhance the employability of the young graduates and young project managers. Of course, if they know more about how to manage, how to design projects, their future chances on the labor market will be increased in every country. And one of the longest term aim, which will be a sustainable output of our project, is we will have a strategy for all the countries how to develop these skills even further after the end of the project. For these purposes, we put together quite a broad of partnership. We have partners from almost all the countries in the Danube region, as you can see. We have here a broad group of countries coming from Czech Republic, Austria, Hungary, Serbia, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, and Bulgaria, and also a broad range of stakeholders coming from universities like the University of Applied Sciences in Burgenland, the University of Ljubljana, the University of Belgrade, in the Czech Republic, the Charles University, University of Sarajevo. We also have here public organizations like the ministry in Montenegro, responsible also for the Infodesk implementation, or an IPR public authority from Budapest, Hungary. So we are really a broad consortium comprising many skills and many areas. The project started last year February and will last until July next year. Almost about 2 million euros we have for these 12 partners. And what I want to highlight for you that we are now here. I think that it's one of the most important months in the project, which is March this month. And why do I say that this is one of the most important months? Because at the beginning of March, the call for applicants started. We had a very nice event in Belgrade 2 weeks ago. And this means that already, if you are interested in our modules, if you are interested in participating in a truly innovative, blended online training, which aims to enhance all kinds of project management skills, then you can already apply on our homepage, which I will show you at the last slide of mine. And this day, the 14th of March, is the official Infodesk launch, which you are participating in right now. Okay, what we are talking about. I would like to call these few slides as an appetizer for you. If you are interested, if you get an interest out of these few slides, what we are doing in the project, then please go to our websites. Please go to the Interreg website and please go to the partner website and check it, what we are doing in detail. This is really just a short 5-minute introduction to you that you can have a broad grasp of what the Project Excellence in ReSTI is doing right now and what is it aiming for. First of all, I was talking about that our main aim is to increase the skills and employability of young graduates and project managers dealing with research, development, and innovation projects. Of course, in order to do so, in order to make the best possible modules and courses, we need to have data. We need to know what people are missing. We need to know that what people are interested in. So all the partners pulled together their resources. We created a broad database of stakeholders in which all the people who are now present here are also included. And we use this networking to map the missing skills and competencies concerning project management of R&D and I projects. We made a desk research in 14 countries and collected 51 best practice cases, which can be used for our modules. But what is more important, we conducted almost around 200 interviews from 14 countries, and we made a survey which was quite successful. We received almost 1,000 replies from the 14 Danube region countries. These best practices and the survey and interview results gave us a strong background database on how to go forward, how to make the modules. So according to this data, based on this data, we made the preliminary draft curriculum comprising of 5 modules, which you can see here: EU policies, project design, project management, social innovation, and innovation in the business context. Later, you will get a more detailed presentation about this from my colleague Pamela. So you can see these are the broad topics that we are dealing with in the project and that we would like to enhance the skills of the pilot course participants later. But not just the content is innovative. Like Martin already mentioned, we have an innovative approach how you can study in this course. This is the so-called ReSTI 5-door approach, which you will also hear later a bit more in detail. And I think this is one of the truly added value of the project, that we are not just offering something which has already been done many times, but something new and innovative. I mentioned already the important date that the call for applicants started on 1st of March. Another important date, you have 3 months to submit your application, which is really simple. I would say it's maximum 15 minutes, 30 minutes if you are really thinking over what you want to write there, and you have time to do it until the end of May. And the earliest date when we will announce the selected 25 people who will get funding for our for travel and accommodation for our courses will be announced on 20th June. And the start of the training is in October. 1st of October, we will have our first live meeting, first face-to-face meeting in Eisenstadt in Austria. And all the informations are available here on this link below. If you are interested in applying, please do so. Please check the details. As Martin already said, everything is recorded and will be put there on our website, so you can always find this link. Okay, and why we are here? We are talking about the modules. We are talking about the pilot implementation, but this is not everything what we offer to you. Very importantly, we, as a project consortium, made together under the leadership of EuroVienna an Infodesk with the aim of improving the knowledge and project management. I don't want to go into details because there's a separate presentation for this. You can also see the link downstairs where you can check everything. And why is it worth checking this link? Because there you can find a virtual Infodesk where you can ask questions about all project-related topics that I showed you before, which is in the modules. You can also find a knowledge base. You can find a glossary of important project management-related things. Also tools, important course, and the frequently asked questions. And one of the most innovative part, I think, of this Infodesk that you can also test your knowledge to self-test questionnaires. All will be explained later more in detail by Martin. So thank you for your attention. This was my short introduction. As I called it, was my short appetizer for you for the project. Please, any questions you may have maybe about the overall project management related thing, you can reach me at this email address below, and I really urge you to check our official Excellency ReSTI website. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Gabor, for this overview. I will now switch back to my presentation. So I will now continue with an overview of our virtual help desk, the so-called Excellence in ReSTI Infodesk. First of all, why did we decide to set up this online tool? You can see some information here on the slide. As you heard before, ReSTI and its activities plans to improve the project management knowledge within the Danube region related to European projects on social and technical innovation. Therefore, we created a virtual help desk to allow interested stakeholders, so you basically, to get verified information which should help to better the setup on one hand and the management and running of your current project or future European project. And our Infodesk also includes, it's the heart, I could say, the heart of the functionality, an online form which allows you to ask questions you never dared to ask before. This also includes, of course, we cannot answer all the questions you have, that's clear, but as you can see on the slides, we have a couple of topics into which your questions should fit. And these are 15 topics, 14 plus one other. You can see here project development, for example, budget development, social innovation, risk management, and so on. The Infodesk itself can be reached via this link you can see now on your screen. I also added, in any case, the project website once again, in case you don't know. And let me show you now how it works online in a web browser. And here we are. When you click the first link you have seen before, the Infodesk, you will reach this page. You can now see the online form of the Infodesk, which can be used to describe and submit your question. Please fill in the fields as required. It's self-explanatory, I guess. So you have the contact name. I will just exemplarily fill it in for you now, just to see that it really works. Then, of course, your email address. I will use my private now. Then a subject which should describe your question. And of course, subject is not enough. Please describe in more detail what exactly our experts should answer for you. Of course, as I mentioned before, there is also the mandatory field of the topic. Because we are an international project and we have a couple of experts working and answering your questions, we would like to align or forward your question to the best fitting expert. And as I mentioned before, we have these 14+1 topics. And if I follow my example, social innovation, for example, I would now choose the topic of social innovation, of course. Priority is it's up to you how fast you would like to have, or how important the question is for you. And I also have to explain this. Most of you will know this captcha word verification. This one is a little bit tricky because it's predefined by the system. It is case sensitive, so please be careful to enter the numbers and letters as shown before. If it doesn't work, you can just enter another one afterwards. You don't have to refill in everything what you filled in before. And of course, you can also add attachments to your request, to your question. And please bear in mind that this should be information which could help us to answer your question much easier. And if we need some additional information and understanding, you can upload here a document. And at the end, after clicking on submit, your question will be saved and forwarded to our experts. And you will receive an email to the address you have entered on the top. And and the email will tell you that the question has been saved in the system and forwarded to the expert. And as soon as one of our experts wrote an answer, you will of course receive an email to this email address you have provided. And now you can see, of course, like I said before, sometimes it's a little bit tricky. The reason for this, now I have entered the wrong captcha. This is because the website is online now for more than 1 hour and I didn't reload it, so I have to enter again. But this doesn't matter to me. I don't have to refill in the information. And I just click on submit. And then after clicking on submit, you will be forwarded to the next section of our Infodesk. So basically it's an online form and it's, I think, self-explanatory. After clicking on submit, you have seen, you will be forwarded to the knowledge base section of the Infodesk. And this section is another important part of our Infodesk. Combines all information which we in the project and the experts in our project identified as being useful for potential project managers or other interested stakeholders, you. And it will grow and improve throughout the project as we learn new information. But at the moment, it is structured into 5 sections, as you can see on your screen. And I would like to show you these 5 sections in a brief form. So first of all, the glossary. I just click here and, for example, I choose this one. The glossary itself has been prepared also by all partners. It's a coordinated effort and should help newcomers and also people who know already a lot about projects, to find their way through the various abbreviations and terms and phrases which are used within European projects. In total, we have approximately 380 entries of different phrases, terms. And for example, you can see now I clicked on M to N, and first of all, it's the macro-regional strategy. You have a short explanation of what it means. And we also added translations of the term itself to the different languages represented in the projects by the partner, in the project by the partners. If something is missing, for example, here we are missing the Croatian translation, it will be updated in the future. As mentioned before, the whole Infodesk is a work in progress and it should improve over time. And yes, it pays off to come back if something is missing to see at some later stage if it has been added. The next section I would like to show you is the section of the project management tools. I click here on the left, for example, the first entry, Basecamp. We have selected a number of tools which we believe are useful to know about when starting or managing a European project. We had a much higher list of tools, but we verified them, we checked them, and so we ended up with these, which we think are the most fitting ones, the best one, which you should know about if you don't already know it. And within the article of the respective tool, we have created a short summary per tool, including advantages and disadvantages. As you can see, just to give you a first impression about what we think about this tool. Then, next section are the frequently asked questions. This is at the moment just, as you can see, the section will soon be updated. At the moment, the FAQ section is empty. We are planning to publish questions received by you through the tool, through the ticket system, over time throughout the project. And we will, of course, not publish any personal information submitted by any of the questioner. And we will anonymize it, and the questions will be published here as soon as we receive them and as we justify them as being published here. That's the FAQ sections. And then we have a very interesting section which also is updated regularly. I will show you the latest update. Sorry, let me go back. This is the latest update of February. The call section currently lists recently published calls for proposals from various European funding programs, which should be relevant for the Danube region and for you, therefore. And if you click here, for example, I choose the second one, Innovative Solutions for Inclusive and Sustainable Urban Environments. It's a list which will be updated regularly. And I clicked here for you on this link, and you will be forwarded to our database. This is an example from Horizon 2020, from the framework program. We are currently showing the official titles of the calls in our call section. When you click on the title, as you have just seen, you will be forwarded to the EuroAccess database, which provides additional information about the call. This database is maintained by us, Euro Vienna, and can be used free of charge by everybody who is interested. Within the calls section, additional relevant calls will be added throughout the future. I will now go back. And as mentioned before, it pays off to come back from time to time to check if new calls have been published already by us. The last section in the knowledge base is the EU funding information, and this is also work in progress, like the whole website. It will be filled with additional information which we will collect throughout the project. If it doesn't fit into the other sections, we will put it here if we think that it may be interesting for you. At the moment, we have added information on the Danube Inconet project, a project already finished, funded under the 7th framework program of the European Commission, and of course, as mentioned before, also background information on the Euro-Access Danube region database. This brings me to the last section, the self-test. Last but not least, the self-test section provides information which enables stakeholders to assess their existing knowledge on the 5 core modules of the curriculum, which ReSTI will create during the project. You have heard about the modules and the curriculum before, and you will hear again in the next presentation after mine about it. These 5 modules are the EU policies, the project design, the project management, the social innovation, and the innovation in the business context. This section is currently under revision, and we are planning to add more detailed checklists in the coming days. It has almost been finalized, but we couldn't manage to put it online today. Never mind. So if you're interested in this section, make sure that you have another look at it in the coming week or in the week after that. This concludes my short overview of the Infodesk. Once again, for you, here's the link of the Infodesk to the Infodesk. After today's online event, we will send out information about the Infodesk to all registered participants. And all relevant information can, of course, also be found on the website of the project, which you can see below. And having said that, I would like to hand over to my colleague Pamela Bata from the Center for Social Innovation, which will give you a short introduction about the ReSTI curriculum and already mentioned a couple of times today the famous word 5-door approach.
Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you, Martin, for your introduction, and also would like to say good morning to all participants. I've prepared for you some information on the ReSTI pilot training program and the curriculum, as said before, to give you some orientation. Furthermore, I'm going to explain briefly the possibility of certification within training program. And last but not least, I want to share a short introduction on the idea of our innovative learning concept, the 5-door approach for e-learning, as Martin mentioned before. Well, the aim of the ReSTI training program is that you will be able to successfully acquire, design, lead, manage, implement, and evaluate SDI projects in the Danube region and beyond. And okay, let's check this. It's especially interesting for you if you have a concrete project idea, or if you want to apply for EU funds, or even if you're looking for a robust network in this context. And there will be 5 training modules dedicated to excellence in research, social and technological innovation, and a certification if you manage to finalize all modules successfully. The pilot curriculum will enhance participants' competences in developing and managing projects and pays attention to EU policy dimensions of research, social and technological innovation in the Danube region, which we think is of utmost importance. Yes, of course, it is a collaboratively developed curriculum by our ReSTI partners from the Danube regions. And I have to mention also that I'm happy to sub in for FHB, for Fachhochschule Burgenland, the University of Applied Studies in Burgenland, who are the lead partners of the curriculum and of the pilot training program. Well, there's, I think, another point which is important to know. Working language of this training program is English. And now let's have a look at the ReSTI modules, as Martin introduced before. We have in total 20 classes, and there will be 3 face-to-face meetings during the program. There will be in total 5 modules, as mentioned before. First, we start with EU policies, project design, project management, social innovation. Innovation in the business context will be a final module, as we think that this is very important to bring innovation, your ideas, your projects, as fast as possible to the market. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about the first module. There will be 3 courses, and we'd like to introduce you to the EU grant landscape and to funding structures, which will be really valuable for you if you want to acquire budgets for your project or meet new partners. You will learn also about EU policy goals and guidelines and the EU strategy, EU 2030 and beyond. The second module will be about project design. It will give you an introduction to the grant application writing and into the designing of impact. Also about advanced project development and application preparation, and it will also give you an introduction to forming a consortium, which could be really helpful at the beginning of a project, and which is also like the skeleton of a very good project. And last but not least, you will learn more about budget development, which is also a very important point for your successful project. The third module is about project management. It will include 5 courses for you. It will give you in-depth introduction to project management, and you will learn also about risk management, which is it's quite a helper during European projects. And there will be another course about financial management and reporting. Another aspect of European projects you will need during your everyday business of project. And another aspect will be communication, dissemination and capitalization and exploitation of your project. So project management will give you all the tools you will need to successfully manage your project during all phases. Module 4 is about social innovation and includes 3 courses. Social innovation has a very specific importance for us because social innovation is one of those aspects of innovation who also includes aspects of collaboration, of the idea of commoning, for example. And this module will help you to develop ideas in this context, and to not only to develop ideas, but to bring them down to paper and acquire budgets for these ideas. So it's about introduction, it's about approaches, methodologies, and it's about designing and implementing. The 5th module, it's about innovation in the business context. It will include 5 courses. So in this module, you will learn all about tools and methods. You will learn also about human-centered innovation practices, and you will think towards sustainability, thinking also about this kind of biomimicry ideas in technology. And and as a second part, you will learn and reflect how to bring innovation to the market as fast as possible, and how to build a robust business development for your ideas. So far on the modules, I also want to give you some insight on how to gain a certificate. You can gain this if you complete the 1-year course, which is going to start in October. And it's also of importance that you're going to participate in all 3 face-to-face sessions. There will be 2 in Eisenstadt, Burgenland, and another one in the middle in Budapest, Hungary. So apart from that, there will be another possibility to earn some awards. There will be virtual badges you can earn for each module. And just to explain a little bit about the idea of virtual badges, you can think of it as a visual representation of some skill or competences that you have learned. And digital badges allow you to have a record of what you have learned. And you can consolidate these badges, the ReSTI badges, in virtual backpacks, which can be later uploaded to digital resumes or to your professional profile systems such as LinkedIn or Xing to demonstrate achievements across relevant platforms. So now we're coming to our innovative learning concept, to the ReSTI 5-door approach strategy. And as you can see, there are 5 entry points for your learning, for your individual learning. The ReSTI pilot training program is designed in a blended learning format in general, and will be used a state-of-the-art Moodle learning environment. Many of you will know Moodle anyhow. So in general, participants will be working individual or in informal groups on the online course, but nonetheless, the innovative didactic 5-door approach offers participants flexibility in self-organizing their learning experience. And how does this approach offer flexibility? There will be 5 doors in each of the 20 courses through which you can enter knowledge. And you can see these entry points on the slides. There is, for example, the cafe, the playground, the library, or the forest. And finally, the assessment door, which is the only one which is mandatory of these doors. So a course is then done when a certain percentage of activities has been completed and the assessment has been passed. So you have to go through this assessment door, and the assessment will be, let's say, the door to the next level. When all courses have been completed within a module, a badge is earned then for your digital backpack. And well, just let me tell you a little bit more about the functions of these stores. For example, the cafe. This place is not only to engage with raw content, but with real people in live context. So there will be maybe chats and you can get in touch with other participants, talking and reflecting about the different issues. And well, there will be another one, the library. And here you will find loads of materials, different materials, not only texts, but also, video lectures and animations, or any kind of dynamic media case studies, or even journal articles of ebooks. So the library will provide you with a lot of materials you will need to learn. And then we have the playground, which is one of my famous stores. Over here, it's about information processes again, and it will offer you an introduction to simulation, exploration simulations, and the kind of trial and error experiments. So we are all waiting for this playground, so looking forward to this one. And the final one, the forest, is also on information processing, and it will help you to individual reflections upon particular content items or activities where learner takes an observer role, which means that you can learn from different perspectives of different stakeholders on your problem, on your issue. And again, the self-assessment door will be to measure your success, and there will be some ways offered to probe your knowledge acquired and skills honed through automated scoring. Well, program participants can walk through the self-assessment doors as they get started with the course, or simply test out the course and move on to those courses that provide new learnings for them. So you can really collect your course on an individual basis. Finally, I want to mention then that participants will be invited to engage in diverse feedback loops with the course developers, who offer support and guidance during the whole e-learning phase. And this feedback is going to help us that this is integrated, that what you are going to offer is integrated in the ReSTI curriculum in order to develop the best learning journey as possible. And we think that participant feedback will elevate the program to the next level of quality assurance. So far from my side. So I also would like to invite you to apply for this innovative pilot training course not later than the 30th of May this year. And we are looking forward to it. And thank you from my side also for your attention.
Thank you, Pamela. Before coming to the last agenda point, I would like to show you once again, because it has been mentioned before, I would like to show you the website. We've mentioned now a couple of times our curriculum, and it has been mentioned by Gabor before that we have 25 participants who can be funded, but we can also accept a little bit more which are not be funded. In any case, this information can be found on our Excellence in ReSTI homepage, and when you click on the link I provided before, and I will send to you also after the event, you can click on Call for Applicants, and you will come to this Call for Applicants page. You get some additional information about what it is, and you can also apply here for it. Submission of applicants here. Just that you have seen it. I will now go back to my PowerPoint presentation. And this brings me to the last point on our agenda today, the Q&A session. If you have any questions regarding the presentations or the project itself, please feel free to use the chat function of the GoToMeeting. Alexei mentioned that he would like to contribute to translate some terms within the glossary into Romanian language. I would just mention that here. And Alexei, thank you very much for your proposal. We will get in touch with you. Okay, then another question. I think we cannot hear Alexei, but he just sent another comment. Does the course will include real cases from research innovation project management from different countries? Perhaps Gabor? I think the answer would be yes, but perhaps yes. Gabor can answer.
Yes, that's the plan. Since everything is now work in progress, I cannot say that how much, but as I presented in my presentation, we managed to collect 51 best case practices from all around the region. So the aim is that we will check that how this can be incorporated as real cases, as best cases in our courses.
Okay, excellent. Are there some other questions or requests? So far, I don't see any in the comment section. If not, then thank you very much for your interest in the ReSTI project and in the Infodesk. If you would like to stay up to date regarding our project, you can, of course, visit our project website and register for our newsletter. You can find the newsletter registration form on the bottom of the homepage. It's easy to find. If you have questions regarding the project, please feel free to contact the colleagues mentioned on the contact section of the project website. And of course, if you have questions related to the setup and management of our European project, please use the Infodesk of your European project. Please use the Infodesk as presented today. We're looking forward for your questions, and hopefully we all can answer them. And once again, thank you for your interest and your participation, and we hope to hear from you or your projects actually, in the future. So thank you very much. Have a nice day, and bye-bye from my side.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for coming, and let's keep in touch.
Yeah, the same with me. Thank you for your attention, and let's keep in touch.